Yeah, and this is how the game looks on OBS. Hi, everybody. Hello. So, Final Fantasy XVI is a mature-rated game, which we've never done on this channel before. So, content warning for blood, gore, death, sexual assaults, swearing, profanities, adult innuendo jokes in the names of the quests, and stuff like that. But hello everyone, and welcome to my stream of Final Fantasy XVI. So I have it on, I have the PS5 plugged into a HDMI splitter. They say the F word a ton in this game, which I guess I say on my streams anyway, but I should really try to say them less. But anyway, I have it plugged into a different monitor and then a separate one plugged into the computer for OBS. So I'll be looking at that monitor instead of straight ahead today. But otherwise, it should be a mostly normal stream. Welcome to my PS5 homepage. I downloaded all my PS4 games onto it. And I was gonna do a cutscene, and then I closed out of it before I finished the cutscene because I needed to unplug the PS5. So let's see what happens. Game does sound like it's gonna be loud. Of course, this menu doesn't have any sound, so can't tell.
You're telling me that's
Did they give you a gun? Sorry, spoiler for Tensu.
Saw him once when I was your age. He had that same look in his eyes.
Alright. Is this too loud? I have no idea if it's too loud.
Fire in our hearts is not so easily quenched.
The Black Shields? Oh no, what hit them?
Alright, so is the game echoing? Is it echoing for you all? Oh, you know what is echoing? Video capture device, audio input capture. Yeah, I guess I don't need video capture device. Let's see. Okay. Advanced audio properties for this. Video capture device. Okay. There we go. Does that sound better? I took out the duplicate thing. Yeah, this is my first time using the audio, the HDMI splitter. I can hear the game only once now. Can you all still hear it? Can't really tell till dialogue. Yeah, let's talk to Sir Wade again.
Oh, buck up, man.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud. I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
Alright, much better. Okay. It's a good volume for me. If it's a good volume for you all, then we'll keep going. The thing is though, I am 15 hours into the story. So I don't know how much people want context for what's happening. Well, this is our main guy, Clive. He's pretty macho for a Final Fantasy XV lead protagonist. Who here's played 12? I haven't played 12. I still need to try it. I haven't even tried it yet. You know that one day someone will redeem it for me and I'll play the beginning of it, but I've heard good things about 12. How the Phoenix Kid compares to Larsa. Yeah. So, also, I could just start a new save if people want to see the very beginning of the game. But I feel like it might be a little more interesting to see it from the middle, because this is like, I feel like I'm at a point where the game is like, this is what the game is. Yeah, I'm gonna play where we are. Since also a couple people expressed a preference for it on Twitter, so yeah, we'll just go with that. So this is Clive, and we have in our party. Can I go over there? We have Clive, Torgal, and Jill, and then we have our guest NPC in the party, Sir Wade. And there's Torgal. We have a couple different... We have some gear. Famously, this game has accessibility tools, which are not called that by the developers, that take up slots in the accessories slot. So I'm playing on story focused mode, which means I'm playing on easy. And I have the Ring of Timely Focus. Clearly, the darkest of arts were employed in this ring's forging, yet no matter its infernal providence, it does effectively slow time, and that can prove very handy in staying alive. When equipped, the time slows before an evadable enemy attack strikes Clive. No effect when equipped with the Ring of Timely Evasion. So there's a couple different equipments that you can use that help you play the game. Since this is a Final Fantasy game, which means that a lot of people that don't play action games are going to be playing it, right? Like me. So I have this, lets me dodge. It telegraphs dodges for me. There's also the Ring of Timely Evasion, which will just automatically dodge for you. Which I don't have equipped. And then there's the Ring of Timely Healing. There once was a hapless battle mage who oft found himself on the losing end of duels, for in the heart of combat he would forget to use the healing potions he carried with him. Fed up, he enchanted a ring to remind him to do just that. As he was a better mage than swordsman, the ring worked. It worked so well, in fact, that he could rarely even recall raising a vial to his lips. When equipped, Clive will automatically use a potion when his HP falls below a certain point. Potions will be used before high potions, and so that keeps me healed in fights, so I don't really have to worry about my HP. For me, the way that this game works, I basically don't have to worry about my HP. Other people might not, or might. And then I have this other thing which upgrades just one ability, which means that it's kind of a bummer if you have to play with the rings that make the game easier, because then you can't play with the rings that make the abilities better. But anyway, I have one of those equipped, the Breath of Fire, Flames of Rebirth, residual fire aether that, having failed to dissipate on the battlefield, has instead manifested into a solid form not unlike crystal, but with an elemental purity that renders it far more potent, if not highly specialized in its applications. And this one reduces Flames of Rebirth cooldown by 12 seconds. And there's more options. I have lunge damage, increase attack, reduces gouge. So there's some of them like do specific abilities. And then there's like, more potions. Or this one, it does combos for you. I used it for the first 2 hours of the game and I took it off because I don't really know what it was doing. So I was like, I can live without this one. And let's see. Yeah, and there's also Timely Strikes. And this one does combos. The difference between that and this one, which also does combos, is that this one also helps with the dog. So you also control Torgal in a battle. And this one makes it so that you don't have to do that, but I don't know. He also has his own AI, so I don't really know. Like, it's weird. Controlling a second character with that character only has 3 actions. So we also have this like ability tree wheel thing with different abilities, and you can unlock the abilities and then you can upgrade some of them. So I haven't tried too many things, and the other thing about this game is you can like refresh your ability skills. I have like 1,000 points I haven't allocated, which sounds like a lot. It is a lot, and at the same time it's nothing because there's like big skills that are really expensive to upgrade. And so like there's different icons that I have attuned to that give me different abilities, and I swap between them in battle quickly. This game, while not very close to 13, does still owe a lot from 13 because it has a stagger system and it has like a quick change of abilities. Yeah, it's no sphere grid. It's kind of lame compared to the sphere grid. Just kidding. It's fine. The combat really is probably the most well-made part of this game. I have complaints about other parts of this game, which we can get into as we go. Let's give Torgal a pet. Alright. And then over here, this is Jill, who is sort of a party member, but she's sort of not, because I don't know. Like, she's not a playable character. We can't swap to play her in battle or ever.
What is it you require?
Do we need potion? 2 out of 4. That's fine. I saw someone joking about this earlier. It's like, oh, you can buy a potion for 200, or you can buy something that heals your whole health that costs 10,000. I haven't really had a need for that. That kind of thing. We've been pretty good with just the potions that we have, like the normal amount. But actually, I'll just buy one.
Allow me to tend to your needs,
just
my
in
lord.
case.
Of course, my lord.
And I'll save after buying that. So let's see. I think we're gonna go do a mini boss fight, and then we'll watch some cutscenes.
We'll keep them from the bridge. Don't you worry. You'd better. Brother,
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
So, yeah, Clive is a lord, or was a lord. I don't know how detailed into the backstory people would like to go. I'll go as detailed as anyone likes, and otherwise we'll just let whatever spoilers come up on screen, and I won't mention them myself unless they come up in the game. But what you need to know about this quest, there is this group. So this area is under control of the Empire, but they've only been living under Empire rule for the past 18 years. So there are people who remember before the Imperials came in. And this group over here has been killing people.
I told you.
As part of
We bear a
the
message
Imperials.
from the Vicereine, from the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Alright.
Your
Shall I
petty revolution ends here.
I'm gonna use my big move to get through this quicker. So that killed all the small guys.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
More dragons! Worse. The Imperials aren't taking any
So that was my my ring that tells me when I can dodge. And that part where I turned blue is when I did a successful dodge. I get an opportunity to do a really fast attack. And you can see that I did 2 of those without any assistance from the ring, because it doesn't stop you from being able to play the game normally. It just helps you a little bit. And I'm not embarrassed to use accessibility tools or anything. It doesn't hurt my gamer pride. But I do really like that it lets me do it on my own too.
Misguided one.
One thing about this game, I think they
taking
did
it,
Dragoons
You
well.
have
I think
but
Dragoon is
proven
cool.
Our point that this land is in dire need.
These
of
guys are so
cleansing.
inseparable. So my Phoenix Shift lets me get close. And then I have my Garuda Claw, which boosts me into the air when it's a heavy enemy, or pulls the enemy to me if it's a close enemy. And then I have the Remove Blind Justice, which lets me hit them with an attack from far away. It's a seeking thing. You can hit like 6 enemies at once. Wasted that. Oh well, it's fine. It'll recharge. So this game has staggers, just like in 13. And you're trying to do the most damage possible while staggered. I also can do this. It's called semi-cramming. All you need to know gameplay-wise is it makes me hit more.
Found you. There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
Oh, he dodged me. Ow, he got me while I was doing an ability. Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to ask questions.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
My cat's sniffing the PS5.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows. where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith.
Can you hear that?
I might have something which could help with the latter.
Suddenly, it started raining
It's the
very
mark of the
loudly.
Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do.
I can't hear the game
I
as well.
don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it.
I guess
If
it's
only
coming
Sir
straight
Tyler could have
down,
been
though.
here
Oh,
to
no,
see
it's
you.
coming in that window a little.
Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
It's really raining here.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Something about this game is that every time somebody's
Right, I
walking
guess.
around
My
or
uncle
something, you
believes we're
can feel it in
imposters
the
here to rob
controller.
him. And means to string us up himself.
So, context for this
Imagine my
scene.
surprise when I was told
I guess
my
he'll
nephew
say
had
that.
come
He's
to
about to
visit.
say it.
Clive Rosfield died long ago.
To the world, Clive
And
Rosfield
for uttering
died.
his name here, you
18
shall
years
pay
ago.
with your tongue. You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to her serene holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod.
Camelot exists in the mythology of Final Fantasy
Meadow,
XVI.
thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint and the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Well, I hope that close-up means that we get to hear some opinions from Jill, because I feel like she hasn't really gotten to talk much over the course of the entire game, for which she's been present for most of it.
Over there. Go on.
Not for most of it, I guess half of
She's
it.
a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand.
If I can give a spoiler,
but another's.
Jill has not turned into Shiva since the game started.
I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I'd become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
I have been playing this game, and for hours I'm like, why has Jill never talked about what it feels like to be a dominant? Why is that something that's never come from her, even though she's been in a lot of cutscenes with that presence? And I'm so glad that we finally had a cutscene about how she feels inside. Thank God. I forgot I had the emoji wall turned on.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Welcome to the hub. This is the hub.
It will be over soon. One way or another.
This is, spoilers, the second hub, because this is the one for after the time skip. Oh, I can't talk to her, I guess. One thing I do appreciate, Clive has like a normal human's jump. Like a human in pretty good shape, but he only jumps like the height a normal person would.
A sea voyage this time, is it? I can lend you an oilskin if you're looking to keep the salt off your back.
Typical nobles, cowering behind their walls rather than joining the fight.
I was wondering if the other person was going to say anything.
How did we never hear about these Guardians of the Flame?
Same way they never heard about us, I expect.
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what you say?
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
I guess, like, the rain's mostly stopped, so I'm gonna... get some fresh air. Although it's still thundering. Alright. So... I don't know how to say his name. Goot? Got? I don't know. He has the, he has like, you talk to him and he'll teleport you to side quest givers. But there aren't any right now. And then Dee over here, she has
back so soon.
extra bonuses that you get from doing more like side quests and stuff. Pillow talk. Such is the renown of Sid the Outlaw that much of my clientele would rather spend their time prattling on about your endeavors than making any endeavors of their own. For that, I feel I owe you at least a portion of my earnings. A particularly enamored sort left this on the nightstand. May it serve you better than it did him. A busy courtesan. And it is a berserker ring.
You earned this.
What is that? It's not letting me read
Come
it.
again.
Great.
I may have more for you.
A part of me thought Drake's head might be the last crystal we ever cracked. But I'm glad I was wrong.
And Nectar over here has the hunt board. And I killed one of them earlier. And there's just like 2 more that I haven't gotten yet.
Typical nobles, cowering behind their walls.
I could have sworn we had a few.
Over here, there's a barmaid and you can buy a drink, but
You look like you could do with a drink.
I don't really know what it does.
How am I getting on? Ah, about as well as you'd expect of a barmaid pouring sour ale for penniless outlaws in the middle of the Deadlands. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stone even if it is mostly just yesterday's leavings. Don't tell her you heard that from me, though. Don't be a stranger, Sid.
Which one of them is Molly? What's that? To marinate yard chocobo. I won't read this because it's about animal butchering, but that sounds interesting.
I didn't take you for a scholarly man.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
Yes, we're gonna go get monster parts for this guy.
Then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Maeve over there's the best thing to happen to the Hideaway since, well, ever. She's got a smile like sunshine, and she can pull an ale like no other.
Wow.
monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
He's not a monster. He's Torgal. And he'd take a liking to you too if you gave him as many nuts as Nan does.
Torgal is our dog.
Long time no see, Clive. What are you doing? You meant to talk to him, not me.
Right, right.
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like heavy, clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of hail. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
Karen,
Oh, Torgal's back there with her.
do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. Don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe... Caer Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Deadlands wouldn't be half as bad without all the bloody dust.
So this is Clive's room. We get letters. Oh, we got 3 letters. An apple a day. Lad from the yard ran up with a basket of martels just this morning. Sweet as honey and crisp as the morning breeze they were. I told myself I was only gonna have one, but I reckon if no one else listens to old Otto, I don't have to either. You let Nigel and his lot know they've done a fine job. Was a time you'd catch none but Sid supping on these for their foul bite. But for him, it never were about the flavor, but about what they represented, our ability to make it our own. And now look at us now. Sid would be proud. Signed Otto. These are all like related to... I guess they're not all side quests. This is related to main quest. A flame none brighter. My Lord Marquess, I ask you once again for you to forgive my men for your welcome back at Lazarus. They attacked us. But certainly you can understand that you were the last person any of us were expecting to see at our gates. In the short time since our reunion, you have shown yourself to be the selfsame man I followed into Stillwind those many years ago. That's the first time we go off after the tutorial to fight. A true bearer of your father's legacy. If only Sir Tyler, the Lord Commander, and all the others who were lost that night were still with us to see how bright your flame now burns. To you and your cause, I hereby pledge the swords of the Guardians, and I am proud to stand alongside you once again. Wade. All quiet in the Dominion. The Dalmecs and the Imperials are at a standoff. They snarl at each other, fangs bared like slum curs. But neither wants to make the first move. It's almost as if they both realized what a stinking pile of chocobo shit they've stepped in. If I were a man to lay wager, I'd put my copper on this conflict not playing out anytime soon. I shall keep you apprised. Gav. And then I have this wall of memories, which has the Oath, Ambrosia's tack, with my Chocobo's tack, and Martell apples. A somewhat stunted, somewhat sweet apple grown from the blighted earth, thanks to the dedication and perseverance of one woman, Martell. Though she was to lose her life from the wounds she sustained in Kupka's attack on the hideaway, her legacy lives on in the sapling she saved from the ruins. I have this little balcony, and it had a chest that I opened. It's not here. Oh yeah, it is here.
It's bad without all the bloody dust.
This map is so big. Okay, let's go to the shelves, which is directly across. This is the library. Mithril, a mineral most mighty. Introduction. Mithril is a material of both passing hardness and luster. And it is those two qualities for which it is valued by the weapon and armorsmiths of the realm. However, there's a third quality of mithril that sets it apart from steel or shell. Its durance. While even the finest steel may be melted by dragon's fire, become brittle in frigid climes, or turn to rust if not regularly and rightly oiled, mithril is once made eternally unchanging. In this volume, I will explain how one might go about making, shaping, and employing mithril in one's work.
Did you come to borrow a book, Sid? Because you can't have this one till we've finished.
Oh, what one do you have? I would love if we could read that, but I don't think we will be able to.
How good it is to see you, Clive. I have a few new notes that might interest you.
So there's no, like, data log in this game, but there is this NPC
What subject shall we consider today?
that you can talk to sometimes to read the data log stuff.
Did you learn everything you needed?
What I like about this system, at least, I don't like that it's locked behind an NPC that you have to get to a story to use. So, like, in the first 2 hours of the game, you can't look at this. But when you click on something, it will give you the stuff at the bottom that'll tell you related stuff, which is cool. One of my complaints about this game, though, is that this is the only font size for the menus. They don't let you adjust them at all. And on a television, when you're sitting across the room, it's kind of really too small. Which I guess you can kind of see the effect on here, because the screen you're looking at is smaller than whatever you're actually looking at, because I have my overlay around it.
Against the gloom of bygone days, two boats of flame take flight. From glowing embers, beacons blaze to see us through the night.
Ask about griffin sightings. Did I hear you say you were hoping to hunt down a griffin, Kupo? Then I do have the billet for you, Kupo, an especially horrible one the locals call Dawsmare. Dawsmare, while passing along the trail from Lostwing to Cair Norvent, one of our order was met with a sudden blast of wind so strong that it bent back the trunks of the old oaks, and heard a cry so terrible that he ran for his life. Questioning the locals revealed that this area was the nesting place of the elder griffin known as Dawsmare, a beast much hated for its appetite for both chocobos and for children. Creepy. Wait, okay, but is that not... Okay. Use the hunt board to locate the griffin. I guess we did. It's weird that it's still showing that there. They also have this cool NPC. Her job is she's like our political consultant, our like our newswoman. She tells us what's up.
Again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move. As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago, in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether, and with the Blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria.
Yep.
And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's breath, and plucked it from the duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drostanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim
And
is to
Urian
destroy the Mother
Janes in
Crystal.
this game, nobody has notably different dialect.
All the same.
As far as I can
Not
tell.
much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
And how may I assist
So,
you today?
Vivian also has this cool
What is it
thing
that you wish to learn?
called the Grand Cast and the Situation Map.
I have the details here.
She has this map. I'll start with the one that is from the very beginning of the game. She has this map that shows you the relationships between the characters in the game, or the named important characters. So, like, there's Clive and Joshua, and Clive's parents, and his childhood friend Jill. And as it goes forward in time, every major step in the story, it will progress and show you more stuff. And it'll show you, like, these are part of the faction Sid's Hideaway, and these are part of the faction the Dhalmekian Republic. And it's very cool. And so the blue part is, like, before the first time skip, and then the red part is afterwards. And there's also the situation map.
Study it well, Clive.
The situation map has, like, basically the state of the world for every, like, quest chapter. And the chapters are pretty short and quick, so there's, like, a lot of these. So, like, in the first part of... And also then you click on it and it'll tell you the details of, like, the country that you're looking at. Or you click on it and it'll tell you the details of, like, the characters that were in the party. Yeah, and it'll show you, like, okay, so the first thing is, like, they march on Phoenix Gate, and they have Clive go do a side quest. It says clear out some marsh. And then they'll be like, here's the next part of the story. And the next part. And here's another thing that happened while this is happening, and this and this and this and this and this. And we're not going to dwell on it too much. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is ever changing, Clive.
I definitely think this helps with accessibility as well. I also like, because you know, the thing that these games are so huge. Yeah, I don't think this game is in the Evolence universe. I don't think so. I think this is a new one. Funny that Rosaria is a place when Rosaria is a very relevant place in FF12. Yeah. I think that, I think about how there's a place in this game called Port Isolde, and I'm like, is it Ysayle? Like in 14, you know, Final Fantasy loves to recycle names and settings in their games, but I think this is a different world than the one in 12.
There are new billets being posted every day.
Alright. I guess we're done with side quests here. Yeah, I gotta try 12. We're done with side quests here, so let's go talk to Jill.
Typical nobles.
It will be over soon. One way or another.
You ready?
So the other thing I can do is during a cutscene, I can pause it. I can open this window, and this will give me similar things to what the lore master gives you, where you click on it and it'll be like, Drake's Breath is one of Valicia's 5 remaining mother crystals, located in the volcanic isle known to the Iron Blood as Bain Leod, in the seas of Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom. Though its occupation can historically be traced to the Duchy, control of the crystal was recently wrested from Rosaria's grasp by the Crusade following a series of bitter conflicts, which Vivian just told us happened 80 years ago. And it can also be like, here's the hideaway, this is the details about the hideaway. It's in a fallen airship. The things 12 is good at, are so good at. That sounds good to me. So like Clive's faction found this crashed airship and turned it into a home. And when I say crashed airship, it's like, you know, hundreds of year old. Calculated compliment, yeah. Okay, there's no information here. Jill Warwick, dominant of Shiva and trusted confidant of Clive, leader of the new hideaway. Together, they continue Sid's mission to emancipate bearers and rid the realm of mother crystals. Oh, and there's the history. Listen, surprise attack launched by the Iron Kingdom on the Duchy of Rosaria in the year 860. And Iron Kingdom, blah, blah, blah.
I think so.
Jill, when you told me you had to come to terms with your past, you weren't talking about destroying Drake's Breath, were you?
No. I spoke of Imran, the leader of the Crystalline Orthodox. The man who made me do all those unspeakable things. I'm going to kill him. It's what I need to do to put the past behind me. What I need to move forward. And I know that I can do it. If you're there beside me.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. We'll bring down the Mother Crystal together. All while Sid looks on.
We'll make him proud.
Alright, things 12 are good at, so good at, and so much of 14 is just built off of 12, that a lot of things are recognizable in retrospect. Enemy designs, GUI elements, the way the world boundaries work, are all things FF14, or at least AAR FF14, are just translating straight from 12. But anyways, 16 seems so high production so far. Very high res, pleasant sounding game. Yeah, so an interesting thing about 16 is that there are assets from 14 that are just in 16. So like the antelopes from the Black Shroud, they're just here in this game. Very little modification to their design. I've seen things in Final Fantasy XIV that were from 13. So it doesn't surprise me at all that there's a lot of 12 DNA in 14. There's actually, at level 70, Juliet, there's a raid that is in Ivalice. Like it is, there's like, beastmen that are like from 12 in that raid. Which is interesting, or in the story for that raid. And yeah, 16, I mean, credit where credit's due. Cutscenes look beautiful. The location looks beautiful. The voice acting is great in my opinion. Like everything like seems good. I hope the voice acting in Japanese is still good because they didn't make a lip flaps for Japanese. They only made it for English. Yeah. There's always so much shared stuff. I also, yeah, there's like so much stuff that I see from 14 in this game too. I'm surprised. It's kind of interesting. The stuff that I've seen from 13 that's in A Realm Reborn is, or it's not in A Realm Reborn. It's actually in Heavensward because there's like a more sci-fi place in Heavensward that has the 13 stuff because 13 is like high-sized fantasy and A Realm Reborn is like not that, and so that's how they get some of that stuff in. So it doesn't surprise me that 12, which is like a setting much more like 14, has so much in common with it, and this too. Alright, so what do we say? Should we go do the main quest or should we do some of these side quest stuff? We probably should just do the main quest. We can do the side quest stuff later. A main quest is more exciting. Yeah. Let's go watch some cutscene. I should have saved. Oh well. It's fine.
Useful trick. Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes.
Thank you.
I'm fine.
No, you're not.
You can't hear chant?
This may be the only chance I get to
go
go
back. I turned off desktop
My
audio.
only chance to put things right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
I turned off desktop audio because it was echoing.
All right.
No, it's not off. That's weird. It's just too quiet, I guess. Yeah, Jill looks like a 14 character for sure. She looks like a Huron woman. Definitely. She's got that, like, wide cheeks thing.
She is. The Iron Kingdom's mother crystal.
Drake's breath. Strong currents, sharp rocks, and ether floods. Let's not forget them. This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency. allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen.
What was Jill saying about how she learned her powers? I missed that.
If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
Right.
I feel like I missed a beat in that cutscene. Can I just... I could just leave. I feel like I missed that cutscene.
I came here, it would be to reclaim it.
I kind of want to reload. Because I really care about Jill. I'm going to reload really quick. Oh, did it just save? No. Oh, it's an autosave. Okay, it did just save. Okay, we only miss a couple minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna load. Yeah. I wanna watch that cutscene again. We're playing this at my pace, because I'm playing this game, like, for myself. I'm streaming it now, but I'm really playing this game for myself. Yeah. I don't think we have to do anything else. Yeah, we can just click back in.
Useful trick. Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist.
Why can't you?
How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it when the Crusaders took to the seas to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Alright, I think that worked.
This may be the only chance I get to go back.
Nope, it didn't.
My only chance to put things right.
Okay.
I have to do this.
POG online
poggers.
Alright.
All right.
Okay, cool. I missed her doing that hand motion before.
There she is. The Iron Kingdom's Mother Crystal.
Drake's breath.
I think I totally didn't pay attention during the part that I wanted to hear again. No. I spent too much time trying to fix chant. The Masters made her do it. Okay.
Strong currents, sharp rocks, and ether floods. Let's not forget them.
Okay.
This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency.
For some reason I thought that cutscene was going to be long.
Slip in unseen. The sanctuary is inside the mountain. If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
Right.
So, yeah, something to that effect. Masters made her do it to hide / disguise fleet's motions. Okay. Fire and ice. That's us.
I always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once. Though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
This is why. For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secrets only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard it anymore.
The perfect little shortcut.
I want to see her do that. Oh, no, we don't. We're not allowed to see her do it. This is one innovation. When you walk past stuff on the ground, it auto picks it up for you, which is nice. Alright, I'm gonna save. I'm actually gonna save... Let's see. I'm gonna save a new slot. Oh, I just saved 2 new slots. I'm gonna delete one of them. It's really easy to accidentally double save. Huh. Back to double dialogue audio. You know what it is? It's desktop audio. Because the video capture device is also got the desktop audio. I'll turn that off. I'm sorry everybody, no chant audio tonight. It makes the dialogue sound bad, so we're not gonna do that.
The ether flood must have spread. It was never as bad as it was before. And the only way past them is through.
Yeah, have a good rest, chant. Being quiet, taking a nap. I guess I really hadn't streamed many capture card games since getting chant. So I guess that's why we haven't had to deal with that before.
They happen all the time. That wasn't even a bad one. It's nothing to worry about.
Okay, yeah, these earthquakes are nothing to worry about. I was hoping to pick up more than one with that. Is there an extra secret way over here? No, we can't climb that. Okay. I feel like a lot of the design in this game is based around they wanted you to have like a Lord of the Rings moment where you like push open the door like Aragorn.
Too slow. Nice try.
The old arboretum is just up there. We'll enter the caves from there.
I never do this one. Some of these moves I forget I have. Go upgrade this. Do the elements feel much different from one another in this game? No. No. In fact, they all have the same like distance attack. I mean, there's different abilities.
Look at this place.
On the different elements,
What a
which make them
mess.
different, but the elements themselves, like, it's kind of feels trivial because they're all in the same character, and there's no like elemental weaknesses or anything like that. But the different elements want you to do different play styles or use them in different situations, I think. Yeah, marble.
It's turned.
Nothing a shield of Rosaria can't handle.
This is the first big boss we ever fought, is one of these.
Be sure to keep clear of his ball.
Believe me, I need to. That's foul.
Don't breathe it in.
Don't breathe it in! So it's different things now. Okay, just got hit. Okay, you know what we'll do? We'll do this. Oop.
Nice try.
What's stronger than bad breath? Worse breath.
Press on.
Yes.
Gotta tell you, I got a bad feeling. I really hope Jill doesn't die at the end of this quest. Lots of characters die in this one. Although she promised me that she wouldn't die before she faced her past, but
you get used to the heat.
We're gonna.
Though I don't remember it being quite this hot.
We're gonna face her past right now, so I hope that doesn't mean she's gonna die right after. Fingers crossed. Is this just like dried magma? How is this not catch on fire?
Is that one cause for concern?
It was. And they're getting bigger. Something's wrong.
Oh, come on. Let me target. Is it too far? Okay. What? Hold on, let me try it again. Okay, that probably is the way we have to go. Is the wolf Clive's or Jill's, or just like his own guy, his own self? He's Clive's. He was Clive's when he was a baby, and then he also loved Jill. And they were apart for a while, and then they found each other again. What if we just watch Jill fight for a bit instead of attacking ourselves? Or Torgal. Wow, look at Torgal go. Oops. Go, Torgal. Go, Torgal. Let's go combo. Yeah, so much that, like, I'm supposed to be controlling Torgal in battle, but he has his own UI, so, like, it doesn't matter for the most part. Although he can heal me. What is this? Is this the same room where we were? No? Yes? No? I always forget that I have ranged attack. Where did that other path go? Did it go here? I'm so confused about how the map works here. Oh, there's no mini-map because it's kind of a dungeon. Okay. Well.
No holding back. Give me thunder!
Purple heal. Purple heal. I was talking about how in this game, it feels like they tried to write Game of Thrones and said they made Dragon Age, but they even gave Clive his own Mombari, so like, you know, his own little hunting dog. He really is Dragon Age over here. Oh my god. So much fire! There's a chest over here I wanted to open. What's this way? Is this the way we would have come? For some reason, I still feel like I need to explore all the paths in this game, even though, like, the rewards are so small. Yeah, this is the way we came. There's a scorpion we killed. Turtle, can you heal? No. I think there's only, like, a short period of time where he can heal me.
Is there no other way across?
How about we get a little ice? Huh? Jill? A little ice, maybe? We haven't seen her do this before. We've never seen her like this before.
Quickly, before it melts.
This is going to be close.
Yeah, it's... He says it a lot. Wow.
not do that again.
No. Let's not.
Hear that, everyone? You can write the F word in chat, but only if you put quotes around it. I've allowed the term with the quotes around it.
Perhaps not alone, but in numbers like these.
What? That skill like feels so weird to me. Like I don't think I use it right. Alright, that's it. All of you are dead now. Just gonna use this. What icon does she have? Is it just Shiva? Yes. Jill is the dominant of Shiva, which means that only she can summon Shiva, and her body transforms into Shiva.
Well, we aren't going this way.
Let's look for another path.
In Valencia, there are 8 wardens of the elements. And there are people called dominants who can summon them into existence using their own bodies. The 8 wardens are Shiva of Ice. Yeah, what is Moose? Okay, yeah, plan, finally. This is Final Fantasy. This thing. Alright, Final Fantasy. Oh, yeah, so Jill is the dominant of Shiva. In this game, Sid is the dominant of Ramu, the Warden of Thunder. There is the dominant of the Phoenix, the Warden of Fire. There is Garuda, Warden of Wind. There is what else is there? Bahamut. I think Bahamut is Warden of Light, and then there's Odin, Warden of Darkness. Every Final Game's number isn't the number the game came out, it's the number of hours you get before you meet a flan. 15 hours before your first flan, wow, or 16 now, maybe that's the secret. I think it's 16 now. We've been streaming for an hour 40. Yeah, so 16 hours before you meet a flan. I think you got it. I feel like I don't know how long you have to go before you meet a flan in 13. That's so funny. They're like, what the heck is that? I'm like, it's a flan variant, don't you know? Alright, this looks like a realm for an area for a boss fight. Boss fight time.
One of the demons. But they never leave the lava.
If I didn't know better, I think this volcano was about to erupt.
The flan count. What's your flan number?
Then this one must be the exception. To me, boy.
Who can play at this fiery game? Okay, let's angle so that we can watch Jill fight. Come on, Jill. Jill fights like a red mage, I guess.
What's it doing?
Nothing good, I'll wager.
Whoa. Oh, owie. Thank you, Torgal.
Good work.
Your Flanders number is the distance you are from co-publishing with Paul Erdos. The number of Final Fantasies you've beaten, plus the number of Final Fantasies you've beaten. Gnarled scale, covered in countless scars, these scales tell a tale of supremacy and survival. Update 1 now ended. Is that thing's being dragged down?
You hurt?
Just hot.
Why does that pouch look so weird?
Quite a commotion our friend made. Let's hope the guards didn't hear it.
The gate to the inner chambers is just up there. Then we make for the sanctuary. I need to finish this. Before the heat finishes me.
Here, here.
We'll enter the Comric by the Handmaiden's living quarters. It was always a hive of activity.
Sounds like we'll have a hard time staying out of sight.
We won't have to. There's someone there I should very much like to see.
Ooh. I'm excited. Jill-centric plot. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break and I'll be back in a short period of time. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for that rough audio transition, I heard it. Anyway, I'm back. Time to open this door.
Lady Marley. It's me. By the mother. Jill, it can't be. It is, my lady. We cannot talk here. Come with me. I'm so glad you're safe. And I you. Why ever would you risk coming back? Are you a fool, girl? Or have you grown tired of your freedom already?
Forgive me, my lady, but I had to come back. There are things I left undone. Tell me, where is the Patriarch?
At this hour, he'll be in the Comric, giving thanks.
You mean... Oh, that fiend! Clive, we have to get to the Sanctuary. Now. Lady Marley, you must flee this place, gather your things, and go.
Now listen here, Jill.
We have company.
This way. Follow this passage. It leads straight to the Comric. Go on, stop dawdling.
Thank you. You were always so kind to me. My light in the darkness.
Marley, born in the Grand Duchy of Rosaria, Marley was kidnapped by the Iron Blood during their invasion 18 years before and taken back to the island of Jostanus, where she was forced to serve as a handmaiden for the priests of the Crystalline Orthodox. There she met the young Jill Warwick and took her under her wing, caring for the terrified child as if she were the mother Jill never knew. Yeah, I wasn't sure before, but now it seems very clear that Jill is throwing some death flags. Yeah, I'm scared they're gonna kill Jill, too. So something that has been happening is... I'm just gonna say a very big spoiler here. The other dominants whose power I can use... I've gotten that power right before that person has died. And so I'm scared they're gonna give us Jill's power and then she's gonna die. Or, you know, Jill will be on her, you know, giving her death rattle or whatever, then we'll get her power or something. I'm really scared that this is gonna happen. I think that the way that this game has been treating women in particular, there's the death of a particular woman in this game that is very upsetting to me, and I'm worried that it's all gonna just be like that. But I don't know. The inner sanctum, sacred chambers in which the hearts of the mother crystals are enshrined. They retain a portentous air even now, long after mankind has forgotten their significance. Solitary volcanic isle. Yeah. I don't know. I'm scared that Jill's gonna die.
Take care, my lady, please. You deserve better than this. A long and happy life, promise me.
Because they talked about Jill facing the monster before she dies.
If you promise to do the same.
Everybody just heard that. It makes me so nervous. I really don't want them to kill the only main character woman.
All right.
Please tell me that she lives and then we rescue that woman on the way out. That's not gonna happen, but I would love it. That could be what happens.
Here's our welcoming party.
I've had enough of their hospitality.
Farewell.
Ooh, enemies approach. Where are they? Oh, they're over there. Wait, did they just come from where we left Jill's friend? Wait, is this not... Is that not the way to go?
How many of them are there?
Too many.
So Jill and Torgal are over there fighting off the little guys for me. Nope. Wait. Okay.
Fire and flame!
No. Is this just a little room? No, that's where we're supposed to go. Okay. Wow, there's actual money in there. All these doors that don't open. Wait, we were already here. Right? There's dead guys here. Which way are we supposed to go? Yeah, tell me where to go, Torgal.
Clive, there's something I need you to know. I saw the Patriarch do things no one should have to see. And so I swore that he would die by my hand.
I understand. I faced my demons, and you must face yours.
Okay, but I don't want her to die right after she does that. Please don't let her die right after she does that game. Please.
We're nearly there. Just one last push.
I just let
Get him, Torgal.
Go, Torgal! Bravo! To me,
Torgal.
boy!
I was pressing the wrong button. I wasn't pressing the dodge button. It's like, why aren't I dodging? Okay. I don't really feel like reading those.
Shiva's dominant. Come to beg forgiveness for your failure.
For years, I followed your orders. Fought your wars. All to protect the children you took. Just as you took me. And what did you do in return? You put them in chains and you slit their throats!
Fiend. Their souls were sullied with a stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption. A penance paid, just as the Holy Mother wills it! Repent, abomination! For a monster like you to set foot in the Holy Cymric is in itself a crime deserving of death.
You're right. I am a monster. And my soul is stained black. Though not by ether. But by the evil of men like you, who made me close my heart and drown in darkness when I should have raged against it. This is my penance. I will be your monster no more. Nor will I suffer you to create another.
Does the beast bare its teeth at its master? Come then, dominant. Rage, be as you have ever been. A monster!
And what are you, Imran? I was forced to kill. You do it by choice. But never again. I bowed to you once. Now it is you who shall bow to me!
Kill them.
Now!
Right!
Aw.
Why? Why can't I do it? Please, just once.
Damn it.
Diamond dust. Come on, snap. No?
All right. I won't take long. Too slow.
Yeah, all the classics are in here. Diamond Dust, Skyfall, etc. Whoa.
Nice try.
Wow. Shit, what's that? And also, so much of the fights in this, I'm like, oh, I know how to dodge that because I play 14. Anybody recognize that from Reef Hard? Like, it's the same abilities. It's the same move. Okay, I'm scared. I'm scared of Jill now. If this follows the pattern before, there's that little boss fight, and then there's gonna be like a really big boss fight after this.
I'm going to finish this, Clive. Here, use this.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared, folks. Yeah, it looks like that, doesn't it?
Were you watching, Sid? We're one step closer to freedom.
The crystal. What did you do to it?
Oh. We destroyed it.
What? But... Monster! Monster! Do you have any idea what you have done?
I do, Father. I have killed the monster and become an outlaw. May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
It's over.
Please don't collapse on the ground, Jill.
It is.
And Shiva exacted her price.
She did.
Again, the burden fell to you.
And I bore it willingly. This was a sin for which I had to atone. Now I can continue at your side with
Please
my head
continue.
held high.
Please don't die here. Ultima's gonna jump out or something.
Clive, look.
It's just like the one at Phoenix Gate. Damn it. We need to leave.
Agreed.
Unfortunately, Nassian is still hanging out there. I think we maybe made it out alive, hopefully.
I kept my promise, and now you keep yours.
Keep yours. Yes, if she made it out alive, Jill has to live, right? Oh god, I'm so scared. Shit.
This way, Your Grace.
You're bleeding. I have a tonic which
Potion girl.
I thank you for your kindness, truly. But I assure you, I will survive. Please, save your medicines for those who need them most.
Oh, well, if you're sure.
The girl tried to sell us medicines 2 hours ago.
For a moment
Oh yeah, sorry, Joshua grew up. Sorry. Spoilers.
felt my brother's presence.
You did.
I fear he is in the
What is that?
again.
He's got like a Lassie brand on his
5 years of
chest.
silence.
So if you don't know who Joshua Rosefield is, dominant of the Phoenix and former heir to the ducal throne, Joshua is thought to have died at the hands of the second Icon of Fire during the disaster at Phoenix Gate. However, he somehow survived. He is the dominant of the Phoenix. Appearing before his brother once more some 13 years later in the inner sanctum of Drake's Head and saving Clive from Ultima's advances by calling upon the power of the Phoenix to seal the being within himself. Medicine Girl. An orphan girl pays for her bread by making and selling medicines. And attendant to Joshua, companion and protector of Joshua Rosefield, dominant of the Phoenix. As loyal as she is dangerous, her blade is ever at the ready for any who might mean her master ill, and her tonics ever at the hand to heal the sickly prince's hurts. Joshua addresses her by the name Jote, but it is unclear whether this is her true name or another pseudonym. Crystal Road, a protected trade route designed to allow easy access to the crystalline dominion for travelers and merchants. An agreement between the nations safeguards the land around it, known as the Crystal Belt, from military encroachment, and as such, it features neither fortresses nor checkpoints. However, in recent years, it has been overrun with refugees fleeing the Blight, an issue that has yet to be satisfactorily resolved. And Ultima, an otherworldly being that Clive encountered in the inner sanctum of Drake's Head. He addressed Clive as Mythos before attempting to merge their consciousnesses. However, Clive was able to summon the will to resist the creature before Joshua returned from the dead to imprison it in a cage of flame that he had sealed away in his own heart. Yeah, this is what's happening here.
I cannot keep him sealed away much longer.
Your Grace.
No, do not dirty your hands. Look at them all. Like a river flowing to the sea.
Or moths to a flame, perhaps. The crystalline dominion, their light in the darkness. More and more lose their homes to the Blight and set out in search of sanctuary, while others lose their fortunes to the Dhalmekian levies and leave to find new livelihoods. What is it that you seek in the Dominion, Your Grace?
Oh, Dion Lesage.
You mean the Crown Prince of Sanbreque?
He has many titles. Dion the Bold, Prince of Dragoons, Odin's Nemesis, or simply Bahamut. I met him once, when we were children. He was a chivalrous soul even then, and has served his empire indefatigably ever since.
And you are confident that he will listen to what you have to say?
Our world lurches ever closer to the abyss, and a hidden hand ushers us onward. Ultima's influence extends to every nation, Sanbreque included.
Final Fantasy is really about a guy who's a god that's responsible for all your problems, isn't it? Always.
If His Highness is the man I believe him to be, and I pray that he is, this truth will not have escaped his notice. As the mother crystals fall, the eternal flame
It is past 10 p.m.
and the azure sky begins to bruise. How lucky we were to be
Yes,
blessed
I
by the
will
crystals.
stream 10 tomorrow.
And yet how spoiled. Like canaries in a gilded cage, growing fat on seed.
Yes.
But now,
Endgame Final
the
Fantasy
bars are
X
closing in,
tomorrow.
and we must take flight. Painful though it be to leave our home behind, it is what we must do to be free. Which is it that men cannot live without? A blessing that leads to damnation, or a freedom that leads to deprivation? I I do not yet know the answer to that question. Do you, Clive?
Your Grace, let us find a place to rest a while. We can return by the Dalmekian Trail once you have recovered your strength. I realize your duty is pressing, but if your health should fail...
I know. Thank you, Yote.
Yote. Meanwhile, oh my god, we're gonna be sitting through so many cutscenes before we say goodnight so we can save. Oh, thank God Jill lived.
The army's attempt to breach the Empire's defenses and gain the Isles of Ark has failed yet again.
Only because your fleet has proved as impotent as a eunuch on laying night. Would you rather we simply
Yikes.
fell back to the capital?
Enough, both of you. All here agree that the Empire cannot be allowed to maintain its illegitimate claim on the Dominion. However, our casualties mount with each passing day.
Okay, so they're all like, there's only Europeans in this game, but then they have this scene with this music. Feels a little not only European to me.
Your prize. The armies of Sambrek need but sit back and watch as you harmlessly lap against their walls. They are dug in like ticks and seek to draw out this siege, knowing the capital's stores are nigh bottomless. And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap. Republican soldiers starve while waiting for orders from Randalar.
If you would but take the field, their bellies would be full by nightfall.
If I take the field, so too will Bahamut, and our duel will shake the island to its foundations. Instead of liberating the Dominion, you would doom it to destruction. Unless that is what you desire.
If our learned advisor has a solution to propose, we should be glad to consider it.
That's Clive's mother.
The Emperor's?
She remarried the Emperor.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Kupka?
What it means is that I am disinclined to advise you any longer. Ah, the looks on their faces when you walked through those doors. A perfect picture of stupefaction. They could not believe their eyes. Though I confess, I had my own doubts whether or not you would accept my invitation. Such shocking news. Sid isn't a son of a whore. He's the son of an empress. Your own dear Clive.
Absurd. Who fed you these lies? I have never spent a moment among criminals, save at the gallows. I came here with my son,
Not to entertain your baseless accusations, but to put an end to the senseless hostilities between our nations.
Very well. You need only agree to the terms I set out. Sid took the life of someone dear to me, a woman by the name of Benedicta. I swore to take his in turn. This would not be disagreeable to you, I take it. You would finally be rid of the stain on your noble name. In return, I will leave Sanbreque in your capable hands. Your Imperial Majesty.
And all for the love of a common whore. Dominant or no, one cannot hide one's breeding. And beasts will ever belong with beasts. There are greater things in store for you, my darling Olivier. Soon enough, you shall be the crown prince of Sanbreque. And when your father goes to meet Great Griga, you shall be emperor of all you survey. The old order shall come tumbling down, and you will rebuild the world in your glorious image. Soon.
There's been a lot of cutscenes in a row.
She's been in there for hours. Something must be wrong.
Oh my god. Is she gonna die at home? Okay. Alright, well, for those of you still here, let's figure this out.
Is it true what I'm hearing, Sid? You cracked another crystal?
I really want to talk to you about your side quest, but we gotta go find out what's happening with Jill.
Our man in Dalamore mentioned that Cook is...
I've done what I can, but the rest is up to you. You need to start taking better care of yourself.
We walked in on her shirtless. Really?
Thank you.
The curse has spread. Make sure she rests.
Oh, okay. If you use too much magic, you turn to stone. Yeah, I'm rating.
If it hurts, you can tell me, you know. I'll understand.
I can bear it.
But you shouldn't have to. Not anymore.
This isn't just your struggle, Clive. It's ours. And when we see how hard you fight, it inspires us to do the same. Or would you rather we left you to save the world all on your own?
No. That's not... Ignore me.
Is she gonna pursue this now that she's freed of her demons?
Clive, where are you?
In here.
What's wrong?
Rosaria's under attack.
What?
This isn't the Dalmekian army we're talking about. It's the men of the Rock from Drake's Fang. Hugo Kupka's private guard. They're raising hell in Rosalith, trying to batter down the castle gates.
Looking for me.
Seems that way. Reckon old Hugo has finally worked out who Sid really is.
Then this is just another trap.
Ah, it's a trap, all right. The daddy of all fucking traps.
I'm going to Rosalith.
You're not serious. That's exactly what he wants you to do, Clive.
Look, I don't know why Kupka harbors such a grudge against Sid. But as long as it's left to fester, our world will never know peace. He has dragged the rest of Storm into this pointless war just to find me. Besides which, I'm not about to stand and watch while my home gets ground into the dirt. Hugo Kupka must die.
I've lost enough friends to that man already. I don't want to lose any more. So let's go and kill the bastard.
I'm coming too. After all, we're in this together.
All right. I should probably speak to Otto before leaving. We need to know what we're getting ourselves into.
Back to Rosalith then. Whatever has become of her.
First he wrecked our home, now he's wrecking yours. But he's not going to get away with it this time.
Alright. And that's it for the stream. Jill didn't die right away. Thank goodness. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming to the stream. Tomorrow night I will be playing more Final Fantasy X. Yeah, so join me for that. And eventually I will play White Knight Chronicles. Now that we figure out how to make this setup work, we can easily switch out the PS5 for the PS3. So I'll see any of you that tune back in tomorrow night. Good night, everybody. Did I make an end room? Yes, I did. Okay, there we go. Okay, good night, everybody.